Welcome back to my episode reviews of the original Rescue Bots cartoon. Today, we're taking a look at the episode It's About Time. In this episode, Cody, Frankie, and the Rescue Bots travel back in time where they encounter Dr. Morocco? We begin this episode with Frankie showing Cody a recently discovered hidden garage, in which they find another secret room containing a time machine. Which sort of reminds me of the Stargate from Stargate, but apparently it owes its appearance to the 1960s show The Time Tunnel, as well as the interior of the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Back at the firehouse, we learn that apparently Haley is a teacher!
Since when is a photo op with preschoolers important?
Since Haley is their teacher.
Since Haley is their teacher.
Aww, now I love her! As you may or may not remember from my 13,000 subscribers special video, I too work in the education sector. And once upon a time, I was actually a kindergarten teacher's assistant. So I have a soft spot for any time there's a teacher or anything like that in Transformers. Like RC in Transformers Animated, or basically all of Rescue Bots Academy. Anyways, back to the episode. Is it just me, or is it pretty cute how Boulder has his feet here? So, Doc Green calls the rescue team to the time machine, where he explains that all it was lacking was a power source.
The scientists in the 30s simply couldn't turn the machine on. But with nuclear energy, we can.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
And is it just me, or does Doc Green using Dither as his first time travel test subject feel a little reminiscent of Doc Brown using his dog Einstein to test his time machine? But something happens and the bots, with Cody and Frankie inside them, are sucked into the time portal. Upon appearing in the past, they are greeted by Dr. Morocco, looking the same age that he does in the future. Cody and Frankie manage to escape and venture into town, where they meet a young Mrs. Needlelander. Or, I guess she wouldn't be Mrs. Needlelander yet because she hasn't married Mr. Needlelander. Instead, in the credits, she's just referred to as Bratty Girl. But the kids identify her as Mrs. Needlelander, and she's even carrying a brown version of Mr. Pettypaws. I guess this was her pet cat when she was a kid.
You're blocking the sidewalk, and your clothes are funny.
Also, if her voice sounds familiar, that's because she's played by Catherine Soucy, who you may recognize from her countless cartoon roles. Phil and Lil on Rugrats.
Well, this is our bestest pie ever. Now can I say ta-da? Okay. Ta-da!
Morgana Macabre from Darkwing Duck.
Oh, I'll convince them that violence isn't the way if I have to kill them.
Linka on Captain Planet.
She's right, and we cannot get back through the force field to help Gaia.
Sally Acorn on Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'll show you, fake Sonic Hedgehog.
Lola Bunny in Space Jam.
You want to play a little one-on-one, doll?
Doll?
Uh-huh.
On the court.
Bugs.
Sure. Ooh, heat hot.
Wow, why does she have so many roles that people are, shall we say, really attracted to? It must be something about her voice. Anyways, before I forget, she isn't a stranger to Transformers either, as she was also the voice of Professor Princess in Transformers Animated.
Let's discontinue this big naughty battle toy once and for all!
And she plays Professor Baranova, her future daughter CZ Green, as well as scientist Elma Hendrickson in this episode. Why is this white woman playing so many black characters? Well, that's a discussion for another time. On with the episode. So, the scientists perform tests on the rescue bots, as we see Dr. Morocco use his Chamber of Youth. Dr. Morocco uses a giant electromagnet which traps the bots against the wall. Which reminds me of the G1 episode that I reviewed a couple weeks ago, Day of the Machines, where Spike used a giant electromagnet to pin Ravage and Rumble to a wall. Cody and Frankie find Dither, and they go back to the lab to rescue the rescue bots.
You do talk! All of you!
I didn't say anything. Oops.
But Dr. Morocco returns, And is it just me, or does Dither trying to hack the circuit breaker remind anyone else of R2-D2 in Star Wars?
Shut down all the garbage matches on the tension level!
No, shut them all down, hurry!
So, just when it seems that Dr. Morocco has them, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee come to the rescue. They free the rescue bots and escape.
Rescue bots, roll to the future.
Do you bots have to do everything Cody tells you to?
Absolutely not.
Once in a while. I take orders only from Chief
We have a
Burns.
choice?
Aw, they're so cute. So, after befriending Mrs. Hendrickson, the bots escape back to the future. But they accidentally leave Dither behind. And when they arrive in their present, it's not how they remember it.
Unauthorized visitors to Moropolis, identify yourselves.
What a great episode of Rescue Bots! Obviously, as a big fan of Back to the Future and time travel stories in general, I loved this episode. But like many other fiction involving time travel, it left me with many questions. For example, did Dr. Morocco seeing the rescue bots in the past inspire him to create his Morbot in the future? And I'm not just talking about the dystopian future that they now find themselves in. I mean, even in just the normal timeline. Were the rescue bots always destined to travel back to the past, thus inspiring Morocco to create his Morbot, as seen in the episode The Other Doctor? Also, this reminds me of a Transformers theory I have, but we'll have to get to that when I have more time. Where did Dr. Morocco get his Chamber of Youth from? He said he got it 50 years ago? So that would mean that he stole it in 1889. Who did he steal it from? Could it have been someone like Nikola Tesla? Will we ever find out in a future episode? And finally, I guess leaving Dither back in the past is kind of like Future Biff giving the Gray Sports Almanac to his younger self in the past in Back to the Future Part 2, thus leading to the dark alternate present that we now find ourselves in. I wonder if that is where the writers got the inspiration from. Oh well, we'll find out more in the next episode. For now, what about you? What did you think of this episode of the original Rescue Bots series? As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next week for the next episode of Rescue Bots and the final part of this 2-part season finale, Bot to the Future. Like Back to the Future? Oh my god, I love this show!